Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. We have most of us been following the attempted cover-up of the death of Shanquella Robinson that was attempted by the Cabo 6, as they're being referred to, in their involvement with that cover-up. It is an ongoing investigation, even though we have an arrest of Desjanée Jackson, who has been detained to be expedited over to Mexico, but the lies still continue to circulate online. We have come a long way since the first official statement came out of Mexico, and thanks to an autopsy report that has been refuted, that initial official statement that there was no evidence of foul play involved in Shanquella's passing. But thank God to Shanquella's loving family, who insisted upon having that autopsy performed, all while these so-called friends tried to cover their tracks, counting on their acting abilities to convince the family just let it go, hoping that the Robinson family would simply lay their child to rest and move on based on their account of how things played out in Mexico. They did this with phone calls to both of her parents, but mainly to the mother in particular, with this story of alcohol poisoning. And even with personal visits, days in a row, she mentioned. And this crew, to me, they just must be sick in the head. I call them the Cabo punks. They counted on corruption from the Mexican authorities, and they do have a reputation for that. They were counting on that to lend a helping hand to help them get away with these horrific crimes. And I'm saying crimes with the S because there has to be at least some obstruction of justice involved, probably some tampering with the scene. So no doubt additional charges will be added to the guilty persons, because I think it's more than one, if not every person in this group. And I want you to take a look at something. I should say closer look at something. This is a photo I got from another YouTuber. You see the name there, pettyblog.com. And this photo seems to have been taken, let me get out of the way here. This photo seems to have been taken probably around 10 years ago. And this photo is supposedly of the Cabo 6 minus Shanquella. Okay, I guess you can probably kind of figure out who's who. I just jumped on to join the voices of the people that are outraged. Normally these days I'm trying to do more edited videos, but I cannot shake this story and the outrage I have out of my head about what these people have done to this young woman. So when this is truly a depiction of the Cabo 6 at a very young age, you can see that this was already a clique long before Shanquella started hanging out with this crew. So that's very telling. That would be very telling. But we know enough, even without this photo. We know that they're all North Carolina residents. Desjanée Jackson, Khalid Cook, the one that's responsible for the main video when he asked if Shanquella's gonna fight back, supposedly the best friend, please. Winter Donovan, Malik Dyer, Alice Hyatt, and Nazir Wiggins. They're all leaking information online these days. But we're gonna take a moment to just consider the autopsy report that confirms Shanquella Robinson's cause of death. And according to the autopsy report, the cause of death is from severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation, which is instability in her uppermost vertebrae that could, and seems that it did, interfere with her breathing. It was also said that she was found unconscious in her living room by some reports. And I don't know if they mean that when they arrived to the scene, the first responders saw her in that condition. But what we do know for sure is that we want justice for Shanquella Robinson. And I'm going to continue to follow the story. I was on vacation during the same time that Shanquella was on vacation. I was in Spain. The only difference is I was not surrounded by hate like Shanquella was. I could not shake my emotions with the story. I arrived home and I just kept seeing this pop up. I thought, is this an influencer or what? And then I heard this story and my stomach just turned. Like, I'm sure the same thing happened with so many of you. Our hearts just go out to this family. It's just sickening on such a level. And of course, the public does not yet have full details about the autopsy report. But as the case continues to unfold, I will remain in communication with you. I will do follow-up videos. Thank you so much for watching. This is just so emotional for me. Y'all keep living your life like it's golden. And I'll see you real soon, maybe even tomorrow.